to come to their senses.
Look, Frank, getting into the starting lineup is something that's not given, bro. That's something that's earned, and it just took me a minute to earn the coach's trust, that's all.
Well, it must have been hard waiting, though, right?
But I don't look at it like I was waiting, you know? I was working, man. Doing what I love to do, it wasn't that difficult for me.
Well, okay then. Well, how much do you think not being the coach's first choice in the draft made getting into the starting lineup an uphill battle for you?
I'm not about to get into it with you, Frank, but it doesn't matter who drafted you. You know, it don't matter where you was drafted, none of that. Once you're here, your job is winning basketball. Same for the coaches. Everybody's just focused on winning games, not playing favorites.
But come on, it sure looked like favorites were getting played earlier in the season.
Those are your words, bro. That's not what's going on in the locker room.
Yeah, okay, all right, fair enough.
Thank you, Frank.
And you were featured for the first time, I think, in 2K20,
Yeah.
then again in 2K21, and now in 2K22. 3 years in a row. So what has that journey been like for you?
I mean, just as somebody who loved playing the game growing up, to now be able to go and, like, hear my songs in the game, that's just mind-blowing. Like, if you told that to...
A quick peek into the locker room as the players get set for the game ahead. Looking to make a big splash here tonight. The California Capitol building shining brightly tonight as we get ready for action in Sacramento. Happy Monday, and thanks for joining us on 2K Sport. Hey, Allie.
Hey, Brian. Devin Booker finally playing.
Yeah, that's great to see, Allie. Thanks for that. Here are the 5 for the Suns. Paul and Booker, the talented backcourt. Crowder and Ayton, the bigs. And it's Bridges in at the small forward position. And for Sacramento, at the 2 and the 3, it's Halliburton and Barnes. Inside, it's Bagley and Holmes at the 4 and the 5. And it's Lopez in at the point guard position. And it's the Suns to start out. Well, Grant, you were a master of meshing with your teammates. How key is being on the same page early in the year?
Oh, it's so important, especially early in the season. Teams that can come together and mesh as a core have a great advantage at the start of the season. And Gatorade is looking to partner with the best in the NBA. So it's only natural that they made a deal with MP. Hey, BA, I'm getting thirsty just talking about it.
Oh, me too, man. Where's my ice-cold Gatorade, Grant? Seriously, great to see MP get an endorsement.
Good court vision from Booker. He sees a wide-open man and gets him the ball for an assist.
And here's Lopez from the arc. Doesn't go, and he's 0 for 1 from the floor. Outside Paul. And about a minute gone in the first quarter. Here he goes, and Holmes with the block. Lopez against Booker. MP outside. Knocks it down from distance.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Paul with it, and Lopez picks him up. Paul's got space. And yes, it goes. Got a little English on that one. Paul's got his second basket of the night.
Some people don't give Chris Paul enough credit for his outstanding shooting, but he can knock it down. You can't give him any room.
MP outside. Pass to Bagley. Clock at 4. Here's Halliburton. Nice D from Bridges. Well, Grant, Chris Paul just gets more and more reliable as a shooter, even after all these years in the league.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been smart with his shots, but he has great efficiency for a guard. He could easily put up bigger scoring numbers, but that's not his focus. Nice move to get inside and create a good look for himself.
For Phoenix, they've gone 2 for 5 to start today's game. Outside Paul. Pass to Ayton. It's good. The assist that time from Paul.
Nobody does it better. CP3.
MP outside. The three-pointer off the mark. The Suns trailing. Bridges with it. He's picked up by Barnes. Lopez with the steal. And he gets the bucket. Lopez has got 8 points.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Now here's Booker. Coming in off 21 points in his last outing. He drops it from range.
He's finding some good shots early on, and what you like about it, he's not trying to do too much.
Paul against Lopez. And there's a minute 45 left to play in the first. Shot clock at 5. Launches a 3. Again, MP missing.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Down low. Here's Ayton. Oh, and the jam by Ayton.
With 2 hands on the rock, he powers it through.
Totally in control, protecting the ball the whole way. Timeout called. Sacramento. And Mikal Bridges, man, has he grown in this league, growing more and more deadly with that shot.
Yeah, I mean, he's
substituting on the court.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Booker can't get it to go.
This quarter has been hit or miss for him, mostly miss.
And so in the game for Phoenix. Bridges and Crowder holding down the forward spots. Paul and Booker, the talented backcourt. And it's McGee in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now Paul. He's got 10. Now for those joining us now, we're in the second quarter, about 3 minutes gone by.
That's his first personal foul. Third team.
To the inside. And there's McGee. That one's good. On the assist by Paul.
This is where McGee's coaches and teammates want him to shoot from. They know he can do damage in there with his hops.
Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to MP. The 3. The shot no good. Phoenix has gone 3 of 6 from outside in the second quarter. Back to Paul. To the paint. Here's Booker. Soft touch off the glass. Booker's got 11 points.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Paul against Lopez. From outside the arc. Oh, another miss by MP. The Suns have gotten 8 of 14 shots to drop so far in the second. Fires the 3. Drills it from deep. 14 points for him.
They're going to have to pay more attention to him on the perimeter. He's hit 4 3-pointers already today.
Got a piece of it. Now the Kings in transition. There's the 3. Down it goes. And a great assist by Halliburton. Lopez has got 9 points in the quarter.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Paul against Lopez. Outside Booker. Left side Paul. Back to Booker. Shot clock at 6. Puts it up. No good. So Sacramento will take it the other way. Fresh off a win against the Pacers.
And you'd have to think that luck played a part in that one. I mean, the opponent had an off night at the defensive end for sure.
But you also got to give credit to the offense, too. They exploited every hole they saw in the defense.
Halliburton outside. MP outside. And the Kings with another 3.
And this is how he shines. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
Well, when he's hitting from range on a consistent basis, it makes everything easier offensively.
And so it's Sacramento closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. Their key to consistency has been their dominance in the paint. They've been the more physical team. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. And we've got third quarter basketball here. 2 quarters in the books. And so here's Sacramento. 7-point game, biggest lead so far. At the 2 and the 3, it's Halliburton and Barnes. Inside, it's Bagley and Holmes at the 4 and the 5. And it's Lopez in at the 1. That's Luke Walton's 5 as we get into the second half. Pass to Crowder. Barnes against Bridges. Brad, your dad played pro football. You think that players who grew up around pro sports have an advantage?
Yes, B.A. Obviously, being around a professional athlete, understanding the dedication, the sacrifice, the work that goes into it, really, I think, helped me at an early age as I was developing in a different sport.
Here's Booker. 6 on the shot clock. Offensive rebound. Ayton. Ooh, good D by Bagley.
But this is not the start they wanted coming out of the break. 0 for 3 so far, and they're not playing with much intensity.
And here's Lopez from the arc. Crowder grabs the miss. Phoenix has gone 5 of 12 from three-point range tonight. Paul for 3. And that one goes. He's shooting 5 of 9 in this one.
An 0 for 3 start to the first half is finally behind them. I mean, now maybe they can get something rolling.
Lopez against Paul. MP outside. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Lopez has got 6 in the quarter.
They've been pretty lax with their perimeter defense, giving up a lot of three-pointers.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Brian. DeAndre Ayton being the #1 pick in 2018, his potential is obvious. With this team on the rise, he's looking to impose his will on a nightly basis. Ayton said, quote, "I know how hard I work and what kind of a player."
Substituting on the court.
There's 31 seconds left in the third quarter. Phoenix has gone 2 of 6 from downtown here in the second half. Paul against Lopez. Paul into the lane. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Paul's got 15 points.
They're really looking to that inside game here in the second half, getting away from taking a bunch of threes.
And Lopez gets it to go.
King's foul. That's his second personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Kaminsky. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall.
Gotta appreciate the hustle from Bagley. I mean, it's a big...
And so it's Sacramento going into the break up 12. Their defense has forced a number of key turnovers, giving them a clear advantage on possessions. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that, Don. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
How about that? Unselfish. Night in and night out. You see guys trying to force their own agenda. Not that time.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. On the court for the Suns, getting the fourth quarter going. Jay Crowder is out there with Chris Paul. Then it's Mikal Bridges. Then it's Frank Kaminsky. And it's McGee in at the center position. 6 to shoot. Halliburton on the wing. Throws it up high. The lob. Very well done.
Oh, incredible. Save that one. I want to watch it again.
Awesome. Here's Crowder. Pass to Paul. Shoots over Lopez. Rebound by the Kings. 60 ticks off the clock here in the fourth. From outside, off the mark. Phoenix has gone 7 for 17 from three-point range so far in this matchup. Up top, Bridges. Defended by Halliburton. Kaminsky can't hit. MP outside. They get the rebound. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
Yeah, you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going so far for Sacramento.
They based their offense around the three-point shot today, and that was the right move. It's been a huge weapon for them all game.
I'll tell you something else. The points they've scored on the fast break tonight have been a major factor.
Booker, he's checked in for McGee.
It's been fun to watch Tyrese Halliburton, the 12th pick in the 2020 NBA draft. It's fair to say he has exceeded expectations so far.
Here's Paul. Oh, that bucket gives him his 7th field goal in 12 tries.
No question, Paul is playing with real heart on offense. He's not afraid to carry the load.
Paul against Lopez. The 3-ball. Connects again from distance. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable, B.A. Unbelievable.
Here's Paul. And too long on the shot. And Halliburton wants to keep getting better. Chris, you can see the drive and passion he plays with.
Yeah, and that's a very admirable trait to possess. Taking pride and showing up.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Booker against Holmes. Booker, good.
One trait of an elite scorer like Booker, they take what you give them. The mid-range working for Devin.
And here's Lopez from the arc. Another 3 for Sacramento.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Yeah, and they aren't just chucking up anything. I mean, they're doing a great job of creating quality looks.
Phoenix calls timeout.
Yeah, coach no doubt wants to use this timeout to review the matchups and maybe make some adjustments as well.
You know, that's what coaches are paid to do, right? I mean, curious to see what they go with here.
And now let's take a look at the New Balance Player of the Game.
He has truly put on a show out there tonight, tearing it up on both ends of the floor. So impressive. And the other squad has looked helpless to stop him.
Wow, he really played phenomenal tonight. But we've almost come to expect that from him. He feeds off. Good! Another from 3.
The parade of threes has no end in sight. He just keeps knocking them down.
And that latest triple ties him for 2nd for most threes in a game. What a monster performance from deep it's been. So it's the Kings winning this one easily. This one was a fun one to watch. They were clearly in the driver's seat down the stretch.
They really were, B.A. They played with great intensity on both ends of the floor, and they didn't allow their mistakes to get the better of them.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Along with Grant Hill, Chris Webber, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson, thanking you for watching tonight's presentation. So long, everyone.
Having covered the league for many years now, I've seen my share of championship teams, and I see a lot of similarities between those teams and this team. Is it fair to say that you see yourselves as title contenders?
Absolutely, that's 100%. Anything less than that would be a failure.
Okay, bold words for sure.
Fortune favors the bold, John Machiavelli said that, and if you don't dream big, guess what? You won't be big. Hey, everyone.
Look, you put up big numbers tonight, MP, and is this just a confirmation that you should have been starting from day one?
Look, Frank, I'm not about to rehash the past, okay? There's nothing that we can do to change it, so what's the point? Man, today I'm happy. I'm happy to be starting. I'm happy the game went well. I'm just hoping to build on this and continue to be the player I know I can be in this league.
Okay, but MP, let's be honest here. Were you trying to send a message to the coaching staff with your play tonight?
Look, Frank, I'm trying to send a message to the entire league. I'm here, baby. And the rest of the NBA, they gonna have to figure out how to deal with me. But if you're asking me if I went out there with the goal of sending a message to the coaching staff that I belong in the starting 5, let's just call that an unintended consequence.
Okay. All right. Thanks, MP. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Frank. All right, guys, that's it for me. Thank you.
And who did you first tell when you learned that you were going to be on the game?
I told the whole world. I put that on Instagram immediately, yeah.
And what's your favorite modes to play on?
I really am just like a play now type of guy. Like, you pick your team, I pick my team, and let's just duke it out. 3-minute quarters, stamina off, fatigue off, Hall of Fame difficulty with the 2K camera view at a height of 7.
Deep in the heart of Texas, San Antonio, the scene for the Kings. The electric backcourt up to here. Hi and welcome everyone here on 2K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA. Hey Dave.
Good evening, Kevin. Well, the Spurs are always competitive.
Yeah, it always has. You and I know that personally. Thank you very much. Let's take a look at our starters for Sacramento. And Halliburton on the wing. He's joined by Barnes. Bagley is out there with Tristan Thompson. And it's Lopez in at the point guard position. And for San Antonio, the guard pair, Murray and White. Virtle is out there with Young. And it's Johnson in at the small forward. And here's MP for three. Greg, for teams that are slow out of the gate, their fans can really be impatient and unforgiving.
Yeah, the media, too. I mean, I played New York, so in that town, you go big or you get talked about. And it happens in small towns as well. It's just a harsh reality of pro sports.
And lots of buzz surrounding this recent announcement. MP locking up a partnership with Kia.
Kia and the NBA have an extensive working relationship. I mean, to get MP on board is a huge move for everybody involved.
Here's San Antonio now. It's a three-point game. On the wing, Johnson. The pass to Young. 5 to shoot. Here's White. From outside, off the mark. Sacramento's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And like a lot of young players, Clark, White's consistency on offense is tethered to his jump shot.
Yeah, in many ways it is, Kevin. He's strong off the dribble. He likes to get to the basket, but he needs to refine that jump shot to set up his drive a little better.
For 3, Murray. Thompson with the rebound.
Kevin, you can understand the shot selection. I mean, he wanted to go back at him and just came up short on the triple.
Lopez, no luck. San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Johnson. Good, and the assist goes to Murray.
There they go. Finally able to drop one in on their 4th try.
Sacramento's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Murray against Lopez. He kicks to Barnes. Clock at 6. Halliburton with it. Outguarded by Murray. Virtle with the steal. Thompson makes it off the glass.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
They get it back.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
And here's MP for 3. No good. He has missed 3 of his 5 attempts this game. Spurs trail by 6. Murray looking around. A terrific shot on a turnaround.
You know, that's a shot some teams are willing to give Murray. The more he knocks it down, the more dangerous he'll become.
2 minutes.
Murray against Lopez. A minute 50 left in the first quarter. Out going to go that time.
Well, I admire the fact he's trying to power through this rough stretch, but on occasion you'll have periods like this.
Here's Young, and he makes the 8-footer.
He's so skilled from this area. Once Young gets it in a good spot, he's looking to score.
Timeout is called, first of the game for Sacramento. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them do a little bit of everything in that game. Showed a lot of
versatility. Second to the free throw line in this one.
Line for San Antonio, Thaddeus Young. One shot.
And you know, as good as Young can be in the open court, doesn't quite carry over to his free throw shooting.
On the court right now for the Kings, Harrison Barnes is out there with Medu. Then it's Thompson, and it's Fox, and it's Lopez in at the 2 spot. There's the drive. The shot drops. His shooting percentage improves. He's 3 for 7 now with that basket.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
And with that shot, the Sacramento lead is cut down to 6 points. That one good from White.
Boy, Murray's court vision very sharp, and he's unselfish too. You love seeing that combination.
A 3 from MP, and the 3 ball is good. Lopez has got the lead up to 9 now for Sacramento.
It's first triple of the second quarter, third of the game.
And the slam dunk by Johnson.
You know, whenever White sees an open teammate, he's getting the ball to him right away. No hesitation.
Fox passes to Medu, kicks it to Lopez. On the wing, Barnes. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lopez passes to Medu. And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night. Lopez with the steal. And the layup's good off the glass. Lopez has got 7 points for the quarter.
Well, he's cooking with grease. He's got things flaming up, looking for an opportunity every time down the floor when he's that hot.
Pass to Pirtle. And for those of you just joining us, in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by.
2 minutes remaining.
Shot clock at 6. Young trying to break free. Count that one. The Sacramento lead has been cut down to 7 points thanks to the hoop from Murray. Kings have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. And in the past, Murray's coaches have said he wants to be pushed.
He's a tough kid who's overcome a ton. Takes nothing for granted. Wants to earn his keep. He understands what a privilege it is to play in this league.
Lopez against Pirtle. Lopez outside. Another 3 for Sacramento.
And that's one way to extend the lead. Continue to light it up from long range. They have all the confidence in the world right now from the three-point line.
Spurs passing it around. A shot by Johnson, no good.
That's exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play, wrong result.
And here's MP for 3. Drops in the tray. Lopez has got 19 points.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
44 seconds left here in the second. Passes it to Barnes. MP deciding where to go with it. 6 on the shot clock. This one for 3. San Antonio with the rebound. And the foul called on MP. That's his first foul. The Spurs making a switch here. Walker's checked in. Sacramento also making some changes. Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Marvin Bagley comes in for Metu. Halliburton subbed in for De'Aaron Fox. Back to Pirtle. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
From deep 3-point range, and so it's the Sacramento Kings with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. They have been sharp from... And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You look at MP in this game, guys, he has been everywhere.
What a welcome surprise that first half. Went above and beyond his usual scoring output.
Well, you know what? They've given him an increased role tonight, and he's taken full advantage of it.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court right now for the Spurs, the guard pair, Murray and White. Young is out there with Johnson. And it's Pirtle in at the 5 spot. Lopez with the bucket. Greg, you're a former player, and now the father of a young NBA star. What's it like to see the next generation of NBA talent move into the league?
Oh, it's an incredible feeling because we all feel like we're a part of this NBA family. And to see the stars we have today, the character they have, the way they approach the game, man, this is the best time ever to be an NBA fan. It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Lopez against Johnson. Lopez outside. Inside. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Derek White.
He's a real wrecking ball inside. Once Bagley has solid...
Team substitution.
Here's Murray. He has 6. 41 seconds left in the third. No good. Shot missing. Good work defensively by Holmes. Here's Barnes. That one, no good. So the Spurs will take it the other way. White dishes to Walker. Back to White. Murray outside. Tipped away. Lopez with the steal. Shoots the 3, and he's good on the 3 ball. Lopez has got 30.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
Yeah, I'd be confident, too. As a matter of fact, I mean, you're stacking up threes the way he is. I mean, he's doing all his work from behind the arc.
Luke Walton had some advice for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
I said we're going to go on a run. We start making shots, but
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. On the court right now for the Kings, we've got Thompson. MP is out there with Terrence Davis. Then there's Mo Harkless, and it's Barnes in at the 4.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
And you know, those second chance opportunities can be game changers. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does.
Here's Primo, defended by Harkless.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Guys, when you're this hot, it's elementary. Let it fly. Keep staying at it.
Lopez outside. Greg, player movement is always a constant in the NBA, but with more players on the move every year, the power balance can shift in the blink of an eye.
And we've seen it with the Lakers, right? Just a few years ago. The Nets and a few others. Not everyone, though, loves it, but it sure keeps things interesting.
Adu, he's checked in for the Kings. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Sacramento.
You know, one of the big stories has been the 3 ball. It's been a key part of their offense throughout the game.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
Lopez outside. Thompson. And it's Thompson with the jam.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
Yeah, you said the key word there, balanced. I mean, their big lead owes as much to their defense as their offense.
Here's Primo. And again, unable to change momentum here. Lopez outside. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Clock at 4. The Kings need to get off a shot here.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
Murray, the pass to Collins. That one goes. Count it.
And with that one, it ends an 11-0 run by Sacramento.
The 3 from MP. Rebounded by the Spurs. Knocked away. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile One block?
And boy,
and so it's Sacramento easily grabbing this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in.
Really, really nice job applying defensive pressure in tonight's win. How much does film work contribute to being able to play the passing lanes like you did tonight?
It's a more natural feel, you know. I'm not leaning on film study when I'm out there. For the most part, I'm seeing my ball, I'm seeing my man, and reacting. That's basic stuff.
Oh, okay, so you don't look at film then?
I watch film, yeah, of course, but when it comes to steals, which is what you asked me about, it's more gut instinct than anything. It's reacting to the play as it develops.
All right, okay, that makes sense. Appreciate your time, MP.
Yeah, no problem.
That. And since you've been featured for the last 3 years, what has your progression been like as an artist? Like when you look back on 2K20?
At that point in my career, my first big song, Valentino, hadn't even blown up yet. Like I just...
It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. This is Brian Anderson at the table along with Grant. Allie, it's all you.
Brian as the...
Very interesting, Allie. Good stuff there. Thank you. Now the starting group for the Sacramento Kings. Barnes and Bagley in it forward together. MP is out there with De'Aaron Fox. And it's Thompson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for Oklahoma City, Lugans Dort out there with Isaiah Roby. Then it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Then there's Derek Favors. And it's Giddey in a two-guard. And early on in the season, some rookies still trying to deal with the speed of the NBA. Brent, how is that transition for you?
Yeah, I think there's just so much going on outside of the game as well, BA. So you take maybe the first 20 games, a couple of road trips to understand the tempo and pace at which you travel with, and you have to pack and unpack and make the bus and make the shoot around. Just a lot going on. So maybe 2 months for rookies before they start to feel settled in.
Favors against Lopez. Bagley with it. Looking at his stats, he's putting up about 7.5 per game. Outside Barnes. Dort against Lopez. Inside. Here's Thompson. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
And over his career, Tristan Thompson has scored mainly through offensive putbacks and in pick-and-roll situations.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching the line on that one. Gilgeous-Alexander against Fox. To the middle. And he banks in the layup.
Of all the action happening there, it's the assist that jumps out to me there. That's just a great look and a great setup for the bucket.
A little over a minute and a half into this first quarter. They get it back. Bagley, the third shot of the possession, finally falls for him.
Well, Bagley is so long, you can't let him go uncovered when he's around the offensive glass.
Here's Lopez. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And we knew it was coming, but didn't know when. MP has signed his shoe deal.
Yeah, Adidas certainly has great taste in pro athletes. A guy like MP who knows how to grab attention is a perfect fit for them.
And that one's good. Gilgeous-Alexander.
SGA on the inside, a nice finish and a strong one.
Fox, the pass to Lopez. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Pure from three-point range. Lopez has got his second basket on the night.
Getting out to a nice lead. Great flow and great execution.
Pass to Roby. Here's Giddey. Driving in. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Their first chance this season playing the Thunder.
And in a series of the have-nots last year, they came out on the losing end, really looking for some improvement here.
Oklahoma City trailing. To the wing on the left. 16 feet out. That one misses. He's 1 for 3. The Kings have gone 5 of 9 from the floor. Lopez against Dort. And Lopez with the 3. Lopez has got 8 points.
And this defense needs to turn the screws and ramp up the intensity. They're looking a little loose out there right now.
Oklahoma City calls timeout.
And the other team is running all over them right now.
The timeout before the
substitution on the field.
And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter. From behind the arc. The shot no good. So Oklahoma City will take it the other way. They are so close to taking the lead.
This is one of those games where momentum is key.
Isaiah Roby out there with Lou Dort. Then there's Derek Favors. Then it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Giddey in at the 2. That's the lineup for Oklahoma City. Pass to Dort. Fires the 3. Ooh, coming through again. Shooting 5 for 7 now.
Doing a lot of nice work now from the field. He's helped get them this lead, and now he's helped them keep it.
The drive by Lopez. And it's Giddey with a rebound. The Thunder have gotten 5 of their first 11 shots to fall here in the second quarter. Favors.
Oh, what ferocity on the throwdown. I just love when he goes up with purpose.
Where was the D right there? The effort lacking big time.
There's some ways to get your coach's attention, and that draws the coaching staff's ire.
And here's Lopez from the arc. Knocks down the triple. He's got 11.
And that's his first triple this quarter. 3 total for the game.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Last game, 26 points for him. And it's Giddey missing.
I think he rushed that one just a little bit, thinking the defense was going to get close. They weren't.
MP outside. Lets the 3 fly. And the Kings with another 3.
In today's NBA, you have to stretch the floor if you want to win. They have loads of confidence from three-point land right now.
And that one's good. Giddy.
Next step kind of action there from Shea as he's able to find the open teammate.
You look at Gilgeous-Alexander and the way he plays, he has kind of that old man style to him. A lot of crafty moves and fakes in his book.
And here's Lopez from the arc. Drops in the three. Lopez has got 17 points.
12 straight points off threes. This defense is not extending very well.
Pass to Favors. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Favors. 5 to shoot. From the top of the key. And that one's long.
Well, he's a guy they count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
And here's Lopez from the arc. And score it. That now makes him 7 for 11 in this game.
The defense is nowhere to be found guarding the three-point shot.
Pass to Dort. There's 38 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's Giddy. That one is off. Ooh, good D by Bagley. MP way outside. Another three for Sacramento.
All 5 of the last buckets they've given up have been from downtown.
Oklahoma City has gone 3 for 7 from the perimeter during the second quarter.
And they've just built this lead by attacking the boards.
From downtown, hits a three-pointer. Lopez has got 26 points.
They're starting to pull away here as their shots keep falling.
Start to feel their confidence. That's the difference between the success they're having now and the struggles they faced earlier.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. And the Kings' shooting has been good, around 52% from the field. Taking a look at Sacramento, Barnes and Bagley in it forward together. De'Aaron Fox is out there with MP. And it's Thompson in at the center position, locking down the middle. Well, we've seen the rise in advanced metrics in the NBA, Brent. New numbers like effective field goal percentage. What do you think of them?
Well, I like them because, BA, they give you a better evaluation of the player and maybe the shot selection and how it is you can find more efficiency in the way that some guys approach what they do offensively.
Here's Lopez. And there are the Kings with another bucket.
Well, the talk at halftime must have been a good one. Right now, 3 straight buckets to start the quarter.
Roby can't hit.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he'd lay it straight up and in.
And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a 3-point play. So Thompson will go to the free throw line. It's going to go on Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
At the line for 1.
Think about when the Cavs shocked that Warriors team back in the 2016 finals and what it was that Tristan Thompson's hard work provided for them, pounding the glass and providing an interior presence in order to get the title.
Pass to Giddy. Now Favors. He's covered by Fox. Just 5 to shoot. Favors misses.
They are really struggling to stop this run.
Frustration seems to be mounting here, and you can see not just in their faces, but right now in their quick and hurried shot selection.
Tristan Thompson, 2 shots.
That free throw is good for
King substitution.
There's a minute 12 left in the third quarter. Now Gilgeous-Alexander, an effective score for them, scoring around 21.5 points a game. Clock at 6. And he drives in. And the 6-footer is good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Gilgeous-Alexander up there, so dynamic as a finisher.
And here's Lopez from the arc. And again for 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable, B.A. Unbelievable.
Favors checked in for Oklahoma City.
Second team foul.
So it's the Kings winning this one easily. This one wasn't even close. The hometown crowd was waiting for a miracle that never came.
Yeah, and this team was consistent throughout. They met every challenge, and they earned this dub.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Brent Barry, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for watching tonight's game. We'll see you next time.
All right, MP, so what do you say to those critics who think that you're a bit of a one-trick pony on defense? Now, that if you're not getting steals, you're not doing really much to help the team win on that end of the court.
Learn the game.
That's it?
That's it. Learn the game.
Yo, what's up, man?
Good game last night.
I'm ready to go.
I see you want to sharpen those passing skills. Let's get you going.
Hey, hit me up.
So you grew up in the Bay Area, big Warriors fan.
Yes.
If you could play 2K on the sticks with a Warriors player, who would it be?
Jordan Poole.
Huh. How come?
That's just the homie, and I feel like we'll have a good game. We'd have a good game.
Famous people in particular, they are surprised with how many people play 2K and know their name from 2K. Like we were talking to Doris Burke, and she's
A view of downtown Detroit is seen from the riverfront on a beautiful day here in the Motor City. The week is starting off right. Monday night, and 2K Sports presents the NBA. DA.
Thank you, Kevin.
Good story, DA. Thanks. Now Sacramento starting 5. We've got Fox. Bagley is out there with Tristan Thompson. Then there's Davis, and it's Lopez in at the 2 spot. And for Detroit, we've got Isaiah Stewart. Hamidou Diallo is out there with Grant. Then it's Cunningham, and it's Jackson in at the 2-guard spot. And MP recently adding a new accolade to his record, winning his first ever Player of the Week award.
Well, he really earned it with the way he's been playing. And if you keep delivering that kind of play, I'm sure he'll win many more.
Greg, you were drafted 12th overall. Talk about early expectations as a first-round pick.
Well, you know, everyone wants to see what you got. In reality, also, you want to see what you have against the best players in the world. So it'll take some time, though, to adapt to the speed of the game. But ultimately, it's about going out and competing.
Lopez outside. Wide open shot is on the money. Lopez has got his second bucket of the night.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
That's tipped. Lopez with the steal. Three-pointer. Another 3 for Sacramento.
Look, this is how you draw it up coming out of the locker room. 3 of 3 so far.
And so it's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. 8-point game. Floats it up for Grant. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Jackson against Lopez. Just 5 to shoot. Sacramento needs to get off a shot. Bagley with the bucket.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
They came in prepared, focused, and really jumped on the other team early.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
And Coach can't like what he's seeing, trying to get them refocused.
It's so easy to get run over when you lose even a little edge. Look for them to come out much more aggressive.
Cunningham passes to Diallo. Pistons passing it around. Grant outside. Bagley brings the double team. Diallo nailed from three-point land.
A jack of all trades, Jeremy Grant also has a strong feel for when his guys are uncovered.
Lopez against Grant. And finished off by Bagley.
One sign of a great playmaker, hitting his man in stride.
For the Pistons, it's been a slow start here. They trail by 9 points. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Cunningham inside. Guarded by Fox. Cunningham's shot is off. Kings leading now by 9. MP looking around. Down low, Thompson. And Thompson throws it down.
Building up a big early lead. They have taken charge of this game.
Play calling has been fantastic. They've been a step ahead of the defense since the opening tip.
Grant outside. Dishes it to Cunningham. Now the pass to Stewart. No block shot. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
Sacramento's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter.
And you can see why Cunningham elicits comparisons to Luka Doncic. Can control the pace of the game, very high basketball IQ, and shows a maturity beyond his years.
And Cunningham with the slam.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. The three from MP. Scored the basket. His fourth. He's only missed one of his 5 shots tonight. And also like Doncic, Cunningham can put the offense on his back and carry.
He can put up 50-plus numerous times in his career because he has deep range, can break down defenders off the dribble, and if you run two at him, he will immediately find the open man.
What I really love about Jeremy Grant is his work ethic. He's really put in time to improve his scoring.
Specifically, his jump shot. For a while, he didn't have the consistent 3-ball. Now, you got to at least honor it.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Stewart. Bay comes in for Diallo. Joseph, he's checked in for Jackson. And Lee's subbed in for Cunningham. Bay against Barnes. Feeds it to Lee. Pass to Grant. Olynyk trying to break loose. And there's Grant on the assist by Lee.
Very high percentage look for Grant. Those kinds of plays just get you in rhythm and keep you there.
Lopez outside. Shoots. Bay pulls it in. Outside, Joseph. To the inside. No good from Grant.
Woo, blown opportunity right there. Won't get many chances easier than that one.
And so it's the Sacramento Kings bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. Right back. Detroit ends up going with the new group. And some changes here for the Kings. On the floor for Sacramento, they've got MP. Marvin Bagley is out there with Davis. Then there's Tristan Thompson, and it's Fox in at the point. To the middle, here's Bagley. And finished off by Bagley.
Yeah, ferocious at the rim. Bagley can finish with power or finesse.
Lopez against Jackson. Pass to Cunningham. Stewart trying to get open. Cunningham's shot is off.
The defense got lucky there. That's one you expect him to drain.
Lopez with the bucket.
How about the awareness there from Fox? You got to love seeing how he is such a willing passer in finding the open man.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Cunningham kicks to Jackson. 6 to shoot. Detroit needs to get off a shot. Diallo no good. And the Kings with possession. They're on a 17-7 run. On the wing, MP. From the arc. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Lopez with the steal. And now Sacramento on the break. There's the triple. Lopez missing again. And they're moving it up. From deep. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's the Sacramento Kings ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You look at MP in this game, guys, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
And many of those quality shots have been jumpers. A very high percentage of those in the first half.
Grant is out there with Isaiah Stewart. And it's Cunningham. And there's Jackson. And Diallo in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons.
This is a familiar sight. Jeremy Grant making his way to the rim and finishing strong.
Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. And And, well, Detroit shooting struggles apparent, 37% from the field. And we see teams around the league trying to integrate star veterans with talented rookies. Greg, it's not always easy, is it?
Not at all, Kevin. And a lot of times it becomes a choice between win now or win later. Though the teams with great coaching and development can oftentimes do both.
So it's Detroit now. Passes it to Cunningham. 5 on the clock. Charity stripe shot. The offensive rebound.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
MP, that's for 2. Makes good on the step-back jumper. Lopez has got 19 points.
And the D just a step slow reacting to the step back.
Here's Jackson, and Thompson sends it back.
Great timing by Tristan Thompson on that block. That's his forte.
Here's Grant. Stewart trying to get open. Bagley with the rebound.
Only 1 for 4 in this half. Sometimes it's execution. Sometimes the shot just don't go down.
And it's out of bounds. They say. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the Kings.
They've turned in a fantastic performance from three-point range. That's been a weapon for them all game.
Yeah, but also they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
52 seconds left in the third quarter. Outside, Davis. For 3. And there's 3 points. The long-range shot is on target from Lopez.
And that's another 3. And if the defense is hoping that they don't heat up from out there like they did in the first half, they may be in for a real bad surprise.
Now Cunningham. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game.
That's a well-timed, well-coordinated play. Comes right off the pick for the lay-in.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. And that one's good by Lopez.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Here's Cunningham. And it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here.
Detroit ball. Coming onto the floor for your Pistons, Josh Jackson.
There's 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Kicks it to Cunningham. Fires for 3. Bangs home the trifecta. Cunningham's got 5 points now in the quarter. The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already. It's Sacramento just dominating this one. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. On the court right now for the Kings. Harkless is out there with Davis. Then it's MP. And it's Fox. And it's Medu in at the 5, roaming the paint.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Effort's been there. Check mark. The physicality. Check mark. They set the tone for this game early on.
And, well, Detroit shooting the ball at 42%. Jackson has the open look. It's good from long range. Jackson's got his first 3 points of the game.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Fox with it. Now defended by Cunningham. Lopez with the bucket.
He's been a big factor in their offense tonight, making shot after shot.
And it's time for an injury report. We've got a chance to check up on Trey Lyles' status. David.
Hey, guys, the Pistons head athletic trainer gave me an update. He said that it's a bruised sternum and that he's in a considerable amount of pain. And they count on him to provide and always. Now that he's out, we're in a precarious situation. Kevin?
David, thanks for checking in. On top of it as always.
It's interesting. Even with the advancements in strength and conditioning, injuries continue to impact the game.
And we're seeing that across all sports. Guys are just getting bigger, faster. The human body can take only so much.
For Detroit, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. To the paint, here's Grant. Lays it up and banks it in.
Some guys just understand how to generate points. He's one of them.
And it's Fox with the ball for the Kings. They've got the Timberwolves ahead of them next in Minneapolis. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip. Lopez against Jackson. Shot clock at 6. Lopez passes to Medu. Here's Fox. No good on the 3. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. And the dunk by Stewart.
One of the cases where height fails to tell you the whole story.
Fox dishes to Lopez. From deep. Sinks the triple. Lopez has got 30.
Late reactions defensively. He quickly takes advantage, grows their lead.
You can't afford to give him space. Those kinds of mistakes have been the story of this game.
Grant. Sacramento grabs the miss. Lopez outside. Connects from three-point range. Lopez has got 16 here in the second half.
And guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Yeah, the defense has allowed him to get into a rhythm from there, and he's been relentless.
Yeah, he's like a surgeon down low operating in the paint. He is incredibly effective there.
And here's MP for 3. Another 3 for Sacramento.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
You know what? They talked about this at halftime, and they're doing a better job of creating space.
Cunningham with it. Now guarded by Fox. And Stewart gets it to go.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Sacramento.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought. An all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that. And man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for MP.
Boy, it was amazing the level of chaos he caused. Challenging ball handlers, getting into passing lanes, racking up a number of steals that helped demoralize his opponent.
And it's just competing, giving your best when it matters most.
It's called killer instinct. It's one thing to be close at the end. It's another to finish.
And so it's Sacramento easily grabbing this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Steve Smith, Craig Anthony, and David Aldridge.
Wow, what an awe-inspiring performance tonight, MP. What was the key to your success out there?
Light work.
Excuse me?
Light work, John. Easy. Key to the game was we was better than the team. Look, talent wins.
Well, you certainly were the more talented team tonight. Thanks, MP.
Has that ever happened to you?
With the song that was in 2K20, Games on Your Phone, a lot of people found that song through 2K. Like, that was the main way that people learned about that song and listened to it for the first time and fell in love with it. So I would get DMs all the time like, yo, I just heard your song.
And the Kings preparing for this road contest as they get off the bus. A group that is ready for tonight's challenge. A stunning look at the sunlit clouds above the 10th Avenue Bridge here.
VA technology is moving fast.
Boy, he is a big thinker, no doubt about that. Good reporting there. Let's check out Sacramento's starting lineup. At the 2 and the 3, it's Halliburton and Barnes. Tristan Thompson is out there with Marvin Bagley. And it's Lopez in at the 1. And for Minnesota, filling out the wings, Beasley and Edwards. Taurean Prince is out there with Naz Reid. And it's Beverly in at point guard. And we continue to see a lot of turnover in the coaching ranks, Doris. And in these early stages, those new plays and terminology still fresh.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And sometimes a coaching change can unlock the potential of a roster. On the other hand, you have continuity sometimes as a key advantage. It's always interesting to see things pan out. But here's the fact of the matter. New coaches mean new ideas and new philosophies, and I think that's great for the growth of the game.
When you cut through everything else, Doris, at the end of the day, Beverly is a solid defender.
And I'd say even more than that. He is tenacious. He puts tremendous pressure on ball handlers. He is competitively tough. He will talk a little trash. No space, no rest, no room for error if you're looking opposite Patrick Beverly.
And Lopez gets it to go.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Poke loose. Lopez with the steal. Ooh, he's looking comfortable now. 3 for 3.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Now here's Edwards. An effective score for them, scoring around 21.5 points a game to the paint. Here's Reid. And he buries his first look.
Yeah, Patrick Beverly making it easy for his teammate to score.
And here's Lopez from the arc. And the Kings with another 3.
I'll tell you, this guy is proving to be a problem for the defense. In this quarter, he has been special.
Beverly finds Edwards. Beasley outside. Three-pointer. Gets the 3 ball to go.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Just their first miss of the night. They've been aggressive, and they've been proficient.
Here's Beverly. Banked it in off the glass.
So out of the gates, 3 for 3, exactly what they're looking for.
Sacramento has gone 2 of 3 from three-point land so far. Lopez against Beverly. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Oh, another miss by MP. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
You know, I think the activity level that Tristan Thompson plays with on missed shots is something every NBA player can learn from. Boy, he'll usually knock it down if he's left that wide open. Just comes up empty.
And here's Lopez from the arc. Connects from downtown.
3 points.
Lopez has got 13.
I'll tell you, the team is simply riding the hot hand. This guy has been lights out.
Knocked away. Lopez with the steal. Pass to Bagley.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Kicks it out to
2
MP.
minutes.
From the arc. And the
Lopez.
Kings with another 3.
When you let a team knock down that many threes, you know you're likely to be on the wrong side of a run.
Edwards, a pass to Beverly. Inside. Out to Beasley. Now Edwards. Here's the teardrop. And it's good on the lay-in.
And that strength and concentration from Anthony Edwards. Yes, there's contact. Doesn't bother him.
Timeout call. Sacramento
Well, it happened very quickly, but Malik Beasley has shown he can be a deadly scorer in the NBA. The man is a walking bucket.
Some changes for Minnesota. Vanderbilt's checked in for Prince. McDaniels comes in for Edwards. And it's Noel in for Beverly. And a new group getting ready for the Kings. Lynn's checked in for Thompson. Holmes comes in for Bagley. Heald's checked in for Barnes. And De'Aaron Fox is subbed in for Halliburton. You know, with Beasley, he can attack in several ways on offense, Doris.
That's exactly right. He's too quick for so many perimeter defenders. And if you go small on him, he can bully you in the post. He's a tough matchup, and he knows it.
Hey, kept it simple. No reason to get fancy right now, BA.
Yeah, he's just looking to find shots and produce for his team. Fires from deep. And Holmes pulls it down. Sacramento has gone 4 of 6 from deep to start this game. Then it's Lopez, that time on the assist from Fox. Lopez has got 18 points.
Boy, you love what this guy is doing right now. He's taking smart shots, shooting a high percentage, starting to cook.
Here's Noel. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
They have no answer defensively inside.
The Kings leading. Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. MP outside. Pass to Lynn. Tipped away. Lopez with the steal. Healed on the wing. Beasley against Lopez. The three. And the Kings with another three.
They're not wasting any time putting their stamp on this game. What a start.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
And after just 1 quarter of play, changes here for the Timberwolves. Prince is checked in for Vanderbilt. Anthony Edwards comes in for McDaniels. And it's Beverly in for Noel. And the Kings will go for a different look here. Bagley's checked in for Holmes. Barnes comes in for Heald. Halliburton's checked in for Mitchell. And it's Lopez in for De'Aaron Fox. They've got Taurean Prince. Anthony Edwards out there with Patrick Beverly. Then there's Naz Reid. And it's Beasley in at the small forward position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Beasley hits them both. Well, with last season's MVP award going to a center in Nikola Jokic for the first time in over 20 years, how would you evaluate the place of that position in today's NBA, Doris?
Well, BA, you make a great point because the top 2 candidates for MVP were actually in the center position, Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid. To me, it's about how skilled is that 5 spot. If you have guys who can control the action, who can score inside and out, who are exceptional at making plays as a passer, don't underestimate the 5 position. As long as there's a highly skilled guy at the position, it will always be in vogue.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Thanks, BA. The Minnesota Timberwolves and their sister franchise, the Lynx, under new management, or at least that's the plan starting in 2023. A key part of this sales agreement was stipulation that the teams remain in Minnesota, something that's got to make the fans in the Twin Cities very happy.
Oh, that's great news, Allie. Thanks for that.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well. Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Minnesota's gone 7 of 13 from downtown so far in this game. Pass to Edwards. The shot won't fall. Halliburton with some nice D. The Kings shooting at a fantastic 68% from the floor. No one covering. Barnes has got 5 points.
Yeah, with that deep stroke, I like Barnes' ability to switch between the 3 and 4 spots. 2 distinct things in terms of spacing on the floor and the requirements of the jobs.
5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. It's Beasley on the wing. He's guarded by Barnes. 3 on the clock. From the elbow. And it's good. 2 points. Beasley's got 10 points now, just in this quarter.
Yeah, just doing his part. Staying active and converting at a high rate.
And he has really kept them in this one.
And so it's the Sacramento Kings up 50. Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Minnesota shooting an efficient 57% tonight. On the court for Sacramento. At the 2 and the 3, it's Halliburton and Barnes. Marvin Bagley is out there with Tristan Thompson, and it's Lopez in at the 1 spot.
That's the shot you hope for, right at the rim. Just couldn't capitalize.
The 3 is up. Sinks the tray. Lopez has got 30 points.
A dozen consecutive points on. Off of threes. This defense looks rattled.
Beverly against Lopez. Down low. Reed. Oh, a beautiful reverse layup.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
Well, you look at the tools of Naz Reid. They are impressive. This guy can protect the rim and step outside. What more could you want from a developing big?
Beverly outside. Fires for 3. Nails it from 3. Hey, Beverly's got 9.
Patrick Beverly getting more catch-and-shoot opportunities, and boy, is he shot ready on the catch.
Beverly against Lopez. Releases. The shot misses.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
Beverly finds Beasley. Just over a minute and a half played in the third.
That's where Thompson's...
And the Kings call time here.
Things just aren't going their way. Wants to talk it over.
Well, night in and night out.
In for the Kings. At the line for the Kings, Tyrese Halliburton. At the line for one.
Yeah, they've really made a concerted effort to get to the line here in the second half.
There's 39 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Beverly against Lopez. Pass to Prince. The kick out to Edwards. Three-pointer off the mark. Sacramento has gone 2 for 5 from 3 since halftime. Lopez against Edwards. And here's Lopez. 30 points in the game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. For 3. Sinks it from distance.
3.
Lopez has got 6 here in the quarter.
And no surprise here, right? This guy is not only a gifted player, but he is so smart on the offensive end.
And so it's Sacramento out in front by 19 going. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. We've got Anthony Edwards. Josh Okogie is out there with Torian Prince. And it's Patrick Beverly. And it's Reed in at the 5. Roaming the paint. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Lopez against Beverly. Can't cash it in from close range.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
Beverly against Lopez. Connects again from distance. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable, B.A. Unbelievable.
Lopez with the steal. Well, your 7 seconds or less Suns really paved the way for the pace and space style that we see throughout the league today, Greg.
You know, B.A., it really did. But, you know, it's interesting. I think there were those back then that thought it was kind of gimmicky. But, boy, has it changed. And I feel like he could have had more success if he had just gone all in on that.
What you have to love about Patrick Beverly is the long road to the NBA and his commitment to getting there. Think about this, guys. 3 different European leagues before he signs with the Rockets. I don't know how you can't appreciate that kind of work ethic.
Beasley's checked in for the Timberwolves. Sacramento has gone 1 for 2 from deep in this fourth quarter. Lopez against Reed. On the wing, Thompson. MP outside. Another 3 for Sacramento.
3 points.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Lopez against Beverly. Pass to Edwards. Looking to end this cold spell. And he lays it up and in.
Swift quickness off the dribble drive by Anthony Edwards. Being able to put it on the deck, so important.
And here's Lopez from the arc. Good!
Lopez.
Another from 3. Man, he's really launching them from outside the arc.
Man, so locked in, feeling confident in his three-point shot tonight.
Beasley against Barnes. Pass to Prince. No good that time. And the Kings going the other way now. MP outside. Puts up a 3. And again for 3.
And what a fireworks display he's shown us tonight. Just keeps hitting from deep.
Man, he's just exploded from deep tonight. That last make, tying him for second in most threes in a game. Here's Edwards. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot there.
Thompson. That's his second personal foul.
He had his ups and downs as a rookie. talent is abundant.
Yeah, he just needs to learn his spots on the floor. Find where he's most effective attacking. And once he gets all that sorted, he'll be a more consistent player.
The Kings making a switch here. Metu, he's checked in for Thompson. Harkless comes in, connects again from distance.
And of course it falls for him. And that three pushing him into the record books.
He is now tied for the most threes in a game. An incredible shooting night for him on a night we'll never forget. So it's the Kings winning this one easily. Boy, this crowd has to be shocked by the way their team was dismantled.
Shocked and surprised. It doesn't matter what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to just waltz in and cruise to the type of victory like we saw tonight.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, and our entire crew.
Now, I'm sure you know this, but the front office has been a big believer in your shot since day one. And that's a big part of why they wanted to bring you on board. How does it feel to reward their confidence in you?
Those are my guys. They're like my family. And you always want to make your family proud, so to hear that, they have faith in my shot, it makes it that much sweeter when it goes in, man.
Well, you're certainly making your family proud, MP.
Yeah, that's big. I'll run through a brick wall for these guys, and hopefully I can keep rewarding their faith in me in something special this year.
Yeah, MP saying all the right things in public. What did you expect? That's what he's supposed to say. But I'm hearing he wants out. That's right. He wants to be traded. The coach doesn't like him. He doesn't like the coach. So it's no surprise, really. Plus, he's spoiled. He's used to getting whatever he wants just because people know his face. But it doesn't work like that in the NBA. You got to earn your respect here. If MP thinks a change of scenery is going to solve all his problems, he got another thing coming to him. He's got to learn to respect the game. The basketball gods are what they call them. There's no shortcuts in this league. Doesn't matter how famous you are off the court.
One.
That's on my shoes, that's on my shirt, that's on my collar. So the song is called Prada. It's me and Lil Tecca. It's just one of those songs that, like you said, it's tying together music, it's tying together fashion, it's tying together our personal experiences of life. And I feel like that's very in line with the...
Want to look for some of the Kings players as they enter their building tonight. Here at home, they like to make an impression.
Well, Kevin, we know the game's changing, and Steve Kerr says, I'm amazed by the skill level.
Good perspective from Steve Kerr. D.A., thank you. Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. They've got Dragic, Barnes out there with Achua, and it's Mycareer in at the shooting guard. And for Sacramento, and Halliburton on the wing, he's joined by Barnes. Tristan Thompson is out there with Marvin Bagley, and it's Lopez in at the point guard. For teams with a lot of new players, Greg, this time of year can be a real challenge.
Sure can, and just getting on the same page takes some time, and then you have to build that trust. Weathering the storms together will help you do that.
Hits it from three-point range. Lopez has got the first bucket of the night, a three-pointer for the Kings. To the middle. Dragic gets it to go on the assist by Barnes.
The assist.
Nice move there by Dragic, navigating the paint well to find himself an open look.
And here's MP for three. It's all in by Watanabe. So for the Kings, their last game a win against Minnesota. Pass to Mycareer. Here's Watanabe. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Barnes. It's hauled in by the Kings. About a minute played so far here in the first. And what you get with Barnes, Greg, tremendous versatility.
When he gets others involved, Kevin plays great defense, has an excellent feel for the games. He doesn't have to score to impact winning, but if you need points from him, the young fella can provide that as well.
Lopez has gone 1 of 3 on the night. To the wing right side. Mycareer can't get it to go. Sacramento's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Lopez drives in. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
That's his first personal foul.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
That's good from Lopez.
2 shots.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Dragic with it, picked up by Thompson. And here's Barnes for 3. Offensive rebound. The Kings have gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far. Barnes kicks to Lopez. With the drive. That shot is off. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
Yeah, I mean, their execution at times was flawless, but they also made some mistakes that ultimately did them in. Tough to win games like that on the road, even with all the great work they did.
Beyond the arc. Hands it from downtown. Lopez has got 8.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Lopez against Dragic. Sacramento grabs the miss. Thompson's got his 4th rebound.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
We've got 1:55 left to play in the first. Here's Lopez. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
It's up a 3. Here's Thompson. Lays it up off the back.
Thompson's getting after a highly skilled offensive rebounder. Crashes with power.
So timeout call here for Toronto. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of Sacramento.
An interconference matchup. They faced these guys twice this season, and last year they took both games.
Into the line. Substituting on the court.
We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. With the shot. Misses off the right iron. Raptors trail by 11. Bagley is out there, Thompson. Then it's Hield. Then it's MP. And it's Halliburton in at the 2 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Pascal Siakam is the most improved player in 2019.
That's his second personal
I
foul.
love that I can not only do something, but if I put in a lot of hours doing it, I can become good at it. The former 27th pick overall said, not to sound arrogant, but I saw this coming. Guys, he bet on himself.
He did. He was smart. He certainly put in the work. D.A., thank you. Halliburton for 3. And they hit it back. And Thompson kicks to Lopez. For the 3. Claims the 3-pointer. Lopez has got the lead up to 11 now for the Kings.
He's doing some good work from long range. I mean, he had 2 threes in the first quarter. Now he's got 1 in the second.
Lets it go from deep. Another 3 for Sacramento. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for Sacramento.
They're setting the tone early with their defense, keeping the pressure on and taking chances. And they've got a bunch of steals to show for it.
And also defensively.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
And also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
And throughout his career, Dragic has been a leader. It's a natural fit for him.
Duncan Robinson called him the ultimate leader. Dragic, leader of his national team for a decade now. Guy just embraces the responsibility of it all.
And they get it. It's Dragic with the drive. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 8 rebounds in this game. And here's MP for 3. And goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
Great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
And the Raptors call time here.
And after spending almost a decade with the Cavs, Thompson had to learn a whole new system last year.
But yeah, Greg, I'm not sure. It's a little easier when you're a specialist. His rebounding all by itself can help swing the game in your favor. And you know he's going to sacrifice his body.
Sacramento foul.
And the foul called on MP.
That's his first personal foul.
That's his first foul.
Team foul.
1:19 left in the first half. As to Watanabe. Clock at 6. From deep 3-point range. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 9 rebounds, knocks it out. MP looking around. Another 3 for Sacramento.
12 straight points off of 3-pointers, and the D looks sexy.
Dragic against Lopez.
I appreciate the
That's
aggression.
his
That's
second
already
personal
his
foul.
second foul.
Fifth team foul.
He's getting his first free throw attempt for that one. And so it's the Sacramento Kings. After a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in a second. You look at MP in this game, guys, he has been everywhere.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
Yeah, the defense didn't do a very good job of staying connected to him. We'll see if they make an adjustment.
Well, we've got a moment left on the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up for the second half. So the Raptors 5 right now. We've got Barnes. Also, a 2 out there. And it's Watanabe in at the 3, the small forward. And you think of the superstars who dominate the game with their skill level, Chris, like Steph Curry, Nikola Jokic, even Luke. Who are those skill superstars from when you play?
Oh, well, I mean, I tell you, for me, there's guys like Steve Nash, and of course my boys, shout out to my name, Pages, the Rockovich, Dirk Nowitzki, Mark Price, Chris Mullen, what up, Mully? John Stockton, I mean, just a lot of great talent.
Dragic against Lopez. To the inside. Kept alive by Sacramento. Second shot opportunity, and he sinks the layup. Lopez has got 5 points now this quarter.
They have ridden him today, and it has paid off in a big way.
Outside Dragic. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Barnes outside. Pass to Dragic. He takes it in. Good D by Thompson.
It's not easy to keep him from converting those. I mean, the D has to be airtight.
Halliburton passes to Lopez. Three-pointer. Another 3 for Sacramento. Guys are looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Dragic. Stolen by Thompson. And up there for Barnes. And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession.
Sacramento the right lead on that play.
Into the lineup for the Raptors.
The steal. And you can tell he feels he should have had it still. The hustle was impressive.
Alex Len's checked in for the Kings. Mitchell comes in for Halliburton. Then for the Raptors, Chris Boucher's checked in for Watanabe. And Quinn subbed in for Goran Dragic. Toronto, they've gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. Flynn the pass to Barnes. And he banks in the layup.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking. Jump shot. Gave a little pump fake. And then off to the races.
A 3 from MP. Good basketball from Flynn. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
The Raptors have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Flynn against Mitchell. Flynn misses. And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Sacramento Kings. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 25. Here's Mycareer. He's off on that one. And the Kings going the other way now. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them. And here's MP for 3. It's rebounded by Mycareer. The Raptors shooting just 34% from the floor. Flynn the pass to Mycareer. Back to Flynn. Here's Mycareer. Lopez covering. Played in with a nice touch on the glass.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Lopez outside. A 3-ball. Toronto grabs the miss. Outside Flynn. Ejected by Len. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Len. An outstanding defensive play to earn the Mobile One block.
And this is how you protect
Raptor substitution.
by making
So it's Sacramento easily grabbing the ball, and the outcome of this one was nothing to doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Alms, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Hey, look, man, we need to talk about this Kendrick Perkins report.
What about it?
Look, Perkins is a big personality, but he's not a straight-up liar. So, look, I need to know if there's any truth to this. Do you want out?
I mean, I had some good moments this year, but this is where I want to be. Look, I started my career here. I want to finish here, bro. I've always been like that. That's me.
Look, it's okay if you want to trade. I just need to know before the press does.
Ricky, I want to be here.
All right. Well, all the same, I made you an appointment with your agents to help you give you some advice on these rumors.
They not going nowhere, huh?
Nah. But they know what to do, all right? They've done it a million times.
I appreciate you, Rick.
Prada and Gucci don't go together. Louis and Dior, Sir go better. He wear my drip, I wear it better. Kalani, Sir you go wetter, huh? I'm going more.
2K related. Do you have a goal?
I want to get in the game so you can play me in the blacktop.
Oh, okay. And it's happening.
Pretty cool, yeah. I can't lie. Let's do it.
All right, excellent. Right this way.
Oh, wow.
Coming right up, the Kings taking on the Jazz. For the Sacramento Kings, a stellar year has put them at the top of the Western Conference. First place doesn't... Welcome and thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports as we get ready to go with our Saturday night presentation. I'm Brian Anderson at the table with Grant Hill and Brent Berry. Our reporter is Allie LaForce. Allie, take it away.
Hey, Brian, you could say the alley-oop is perhaps the game's most exciting play. Ricky Rubio said that 80% of the credit should go to the finisher. LeBron James said, quote, the worst passes often lead to the best finishes. And Lonzo Ball said, when you have someone you trust to catch it, you can pretty much throw it wherever.
Oh, yeah, he's had some good ones, Allie. Thanks. So let's take a look at the starters for the Utah Jazz. The backcourt, it's Conley and Mitchell. Eric Paschall is out there with Joe Ingles. And it's Gobert in at center. And for the Kings, at the 2 and the 3, it's Halliburton and Barnes. Tristan Thompson is out there with Chimezie Metu. And it's Lopez in at the point. While the players still trying to find their rhythm out there early in the season. Brent, when did you feel like you were at full speed?
Well, B.A., I always came into training camp in pretty good shape, so opening night I felt ready to go. That's not always the case with every team, and usually teams that struggle, it might take guys half a season to be in great shape.
Barnes against Mitchell to the inside. Paschall.
That's great court awareness. Mitchell's just reliable at noticing when his guys are uncovered.
Lopez against Conley. From deep. And Lopez with the three.
Don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Lopez has gone 1 for 2 from the three-point line. Pass to Gobert. Outside Conley. That one falls. Nice setup by Mitchell.
A cagey score on the inside. Conley has the smarts and he has the skill. And after 14 years in the NBA, Mike Conley finally an all-star in 2021. And he richly deserved it. A 3-time Joe Dumars Trophy winner for sportsmanship. Like yours truly. I mean, he does it the right way.
Lopez has gone 2 of 3 shooting from distance here. A step-back shot. It's not going to go for him. Now Sacramento takes it the other way. First quarter and about a minute and a half in. Beyond the arc. Another three for Sacramento. And I think when you say Mike Conley all-star, now it's official.
Yeah, you're right, B.A. I mean, because you talk about the respect he has around this league. He's always been viewed in that light. A key part to that grit and grind era there in Memphis, and now he's writing a superb second act.
Here's the three. Thompson passes to Barnes. Gobert against Lopez. The three is up. And the three-pointer goes. Lopez has got 12.
The defense is nowhere to be found guarding the three-point shot.
Mitchell double team. Pass to Conley. Gobert up top. On the wing, Ingles. Here's Mitchell, plenty of space. Nice jump shot from the top of the key.
It's just a sign of an elite scorer like Mitchell. When he receives the pass, he's looking to let it fly.
MP outside. To the middle. Here's Metu. The rebound by the Jazz. They put up a nice win against Toronto last time out.
And I think they were prepared to face pressure deep. But that never materialized, so they took advantage.
It took just a little bit of time, but once they figured out the D on that night, man, their offense is rolling.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Lopez against Conley. Launches it. Another three for Sacramento.
And they've got the D reeling. A full three-point attack right off the tip.
And Utah calls time here.
With the timeout. Fans, the loudest section gets free t-shirts. Let's see.
And a new group getting ready for the Kings. Holmes, he's checked in for Thompson. Bagley comes in for Metu. Heald's checked in for Barnes. And Fox is subbed in for Halliburton. A big group substitution here for Utah. Hassan Whiteside, he's checked in for Gobert. Gay comes in for Pascal. Bogdanovich is checked in for Ingles. And Clarkson subbed in for Conley. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Mitchell. And it's Bagley with the rebound.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
And here's Lopez from the arc. Nails it. He's now 6 for 8 from the floor.
And they're behind right now because they're failing to play quality defense. It's that simple.
Mitchell against Lopez. Mitchell, the pass to Gay. Count that one.
That's too easy. A player of Rudy Gay's scoring prowess, he's salivating on shots like that.
Hield finds Lopez. There's 49 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Another three for Sacramento.
They played with fantastic energy from the opening tip.
And you wondered if they would take some time to find their A game. They did it at jump ball. They've been awesome.
Second chance shot, and it's Whiteside laying it in.
Soft defense. I mean, they've given up 10 of the last 12 points inside.
And here's Lopez from the arc. Another three for Sacramento.
A dozen consecutive points off of threes. This defense looks rattled.
The Jazz have got 6 of 10 attempts to fall. Mitchell, the pass to Gay. 19 seconds left in the first quarter. Mitchell into the lane. Pulls up. And there's another one for the Jazz.
And force feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
MP outside. Into the lane. Oh, it's stolen by Mitchell. Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. The Kings on top, leading by 10. After this break, we'll be back. And you hear it again and again. The Utah Jazz culture is team first.
You got guys who are continuously making
Coming onto the floor for the Jazz.
Getting ready for the Kings. Thompson, he's checked in for
Utah.
Holmes. Barnes comes in for Hield. Halliburton's checked in for Mitchell. And it's Lopez in for De'Aaron Fox. Taking a look at the Jazz. Rudy Gay out there with Eric Pascal. Then there's Rudy Gobert. Then there's Mike Conley. And it's Ingles in a 2-guard. There's 1:47 left to play in the first half.
Right here.
MP outside. 4 on the clock. Late clock here. The Kings need to get one up. Here's Barnes. Kept alive by Sacramento. Got a hand on it.
Using his length well on defense. Rudy Gay working hard. Swats that one away.
Lopez can't hit.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Conley finds Ingles to the paint. Oh, and Gobert powers it home.
Now, B.A., you know they would love for him to get more of those opportunities.
Well, that would cut into the deficit quickly if he does. And here's Lopez from the arc. That was true. And that's 9 for 12 for him now.
His shooting has been fantastic, and his team has leaned on him.
Conley against Lopez. The shot by Conley, no good.
They've had a slight leg up on the boards and a big leg up on the scoreboard.
Gay against Lopez. 27 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Offensive board. Man, that one's good.
That's what Tristan Thompson does best, just working the glass and working the deal.
left side. Conley against Lopez. Conley passes to Gay. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here.
That's his first
Credit
personal
their
foul.
discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Pretty consistent player when healthy, and nice to see Rudy Gay working back to this kind of athletic prowess.
Here's Lopez. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. And so it's Sacramento. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. Brad, starting your career in the 50s. Oh, you know, actually 90s. Back then, we'd see teams usually score in the 80s and 90s. What do you think of the current score?
Really, BA, the 50s? Wow. But it's crazy. I mean, back then, yes, every game was in the 80s and 90s. Now everyone averages at least 100 points per game. So I think it's been an interesting evolution of the game. And, of course, the fans all love offense. And these players and teams today are providing just that.
At the 2 and the 3, it's Halliburton and Barnes. Chemezi Metu out there with Tristan Thompson. And it's Lopez in at the 1 spot. That's Luke Walton's 5 as we get into the second half. Utah trailing here. Pass to Gobert. Mitchell up top. Now Conley, 6 to shoot. Here's Mitchell. He has 7. Rebounded by Lopez.
And you never want to give a shooter like him a clean look.
And again for 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable, B.A. Unbelievable.
Halliburton against Conley. Pass to Mitchell. Shoots over Barnes. And it's Mitchell. The miss. Sacramento has gone 1 for 2 from outside the arc in this third quarter. Well, we hear about NBA players whose dads played in the league or overseas. Well, for Tyrese Halliburton, his father, John, was a referee.
I mean, that man, Tyrese, was exposed to the game at such a young age. His father, John, took him to basketball camps starting in preschool. And when you watch how Tyrese plays, it's obvious he has a great feel for the game.
And Utah calls time here.
It's T-shirt bonanza. Get on up, make some noise. Coming onto the floor for the Jazz.
There's 48 seconds left in the third. Ingles, no good. For Sacramento, they've gone 8 of 13 in the second half. Lopez with it, guarded now by Mitchell. Lopez against Mitchell. Lopez can't hit. The Jazz have gone 7 of 13 in the second half. Ingles against Bagley. Pass to Pascal. 6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Shot clock at 6. Here's Mitchell. Over Halliburton. The Jazz with another miss.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Basketball IQ is something that gets...
And so it's Sacramento up 15 points as this quarter concludes. They just can't miss right now. Every shot they're taking, you assume, is going in. Time for a quick break, then back to the action. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Taking a look
Jordan
at the Jazz.
Clarkson.
They've got Jordan Clarkson. Joe Ingles is out there with Eric Pascal. Then there's Rudy Gobert, and it's Mitchell in at the point. Pascal passes to Mitchell. On the wing, Clarkson. Back to Mitchell. And Mitchell with the slam.
Look at Mitchell's commitment to his shot. Doesn't let the contact slow him down.
And here's Lopez from the arc. Rebound, Utah. Gobert's got 4 rebounds in the game. Mitchell with the ball, and Lopez picks him up. Here's Pascal. They grab their own miss. Gobert with the bucket.
Just an aggressive move by Gobert, protecting the possession and getting the second chance look.
Here's Lopez, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Lopez has got 5 points in the quarter.
Deep into the game, you rely on players like him to keep delivering.
Clarkson passes to Ingles. Now Mitchell. Pass to Clarkson. 5 on the clock. Shoots over Halliburton. Here's Gobert. He's locked in. Drains his 5th shot in as many attempts.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Mitchell against Lopez. 3-pointer. Fires in the triple. Lopez has got 13 in the second half.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Clarkson against Halliburton. Now here's Mitchell. He's covered closely. Can't hit from in close. Here's Lopez. And it's off the back of the rim. No good.
That might not be the shot they want him taking, even with the D backing off.
And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And Sacramento has possession. Let's go with a 3. Good! Another from 3.
All game long, the threes have been pouring in for him. There is nothing stopping this shot.
And you know this is already a game he'll never forget. He's trying to make it a game the world never forgets. Mitchell, the pass to Pascal. And a slam dunk by Pascal.
Over his career, Mitchell has developed his playmaking for others, a great skill to have.
Mitchell against Lopez. 1:46 left in the game. Just 5 on the clock. This one for 3. Connects again from distance.
And of course it falls for him. And that 3 pushing him into the record books.
He is now tied for the most threes in a game. An incredible shooting night for him on a night we'll never forget. Here's Mitchell. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance. So no problem for Sacramento as they get the win. Boy, they were something special to watch tonight, and the crowd loving every second of it.
It's always a great feeling when you play this well for your fans. This team really showed what it's capable of.
And that about wraps it up. For Brent Barry, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
Hey, Kristen.
Hey, so Ricky tells me the trade rumors are making you nervous?
No, I'm not nervous. Obviously, I haven't gone through anything like this before. I just wanted to pause, just get your advice on it first.
Sure, of course. Long story short, everything's fine.
Okay, that's good to know.
Zooming in a bit on the details. The media is a game, MP. Simple as that. What matters long-term is how you perform on the court. And try to see Kendrick's point of view. He's got to sell something. He's out of a job otherwise, and he's got a mortgage and a family just like everyone else. That's a powerful motivator.
So it's just nothing we can do about it.
There's nothing to do. You can't prove he didn't have a source. What do you want to do, sue for libel? You'll be on the back page in a dunce cap in no time, trust me.
Yeah, I hear that, but this is where I want to be. You know, how can't you just throw a wrench in that because he's on TV?
He can't. You control your own narrative, and believe me, you'll have plenty of opportunities to address this in the press.
Oh, yeah. I watch.
Everything's fine. I'm telling you, just be yourself, speak your truth, do what you do in the court, and this is a minor hiccup in the MP story. It's nothing more.
Okay. I hear you. Thank you.
Anytime.
I'm going to get out of here, but
Okay.
I'll see you soon, Kristen.
All right.
Welcome to Season 2 in NBA 2K22's My Team. Build your empire.
So what's new? Well, let me start off by telling you, it's a lot. Compete.
And a glimpse inside the locker room. Players' final few moments. And let's go.
Thank you, Kevin.
David, that's one of my most favorite stories you've ever told from our sideline. Thank you for that. Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. Outside the wings of Curry and Green. Andre Drummond is out there with Harris, and it's Simmons in at the point guard. And for Sacramento, Fox is out there with MP. Then it's Thompson, then there's Buddy Hield, and it's Medu in at the 4. We've seen a lot of workload adjustments for the top players in the past few years, Clark, especially when it's this early in the season.
Yeah, and that's probably a smart thing to do, Kevin. I really wish the league would cut back on the number of games, period. I know that's toothpaste that's already got it in tube, but I really believe if you cut 10, 12 games off the regular season, it would be great for everybody. Can't do it. It is a long season, so whenever you can massage minutes of your top players, I think that's a good thing.
Fox with it. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Inside. A nice shot by Medu.
Once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here's Curry. Coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. Here's Drummond. Banked in off the glass.
Really rare to see a guy at 6'11" have the kind of elite passing skills that Ben Simmons has. Really, really impressive.
If you look at the leaders in rebounding, it's almost a sure thing that Drummond's name is going to be near the top of that list. That's the kind of impact on the boards he's made over his career.
Now Curry. After the missed three from Lopez. Green kicks to Curry. Pass to Simmons. The rebound by Medu. And Greg, when it comes to players who've led the league in rebounding, very few have done it as many times as Drummond.
And the guys that have done it more than twice, like Andre, have got some good news for them. Every one of them is either in the Hall of Fame or soon will be.
Down low, here's Curry. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 3 assists now in this one.
He's becoming more comfortable in tight. Seth Curry is good at picking his spots from this area.
Now here's Lopez. This game an incredible scoring display for him. From downtown, carries it from three-point range. Lopez has got his second basket of the night.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
On the wing, Green jacks up a three. Oh, trying for it. And it goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Green. And the Kings will go for another
floor for the 76ers.
Sean Holmes, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. On Marvin Bagley comes in for Metsu. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Buddy Hield. Halliburton subbed in for Fox. Philadelphia also making some changes. George Niang is checked in for Hicks. Korkmaz comes in for Danny Green. And Shake Milton in for Curry.
Seems like he can't miss right now, guys. I mean, completely in the zone this quarter.
And that one's good. Simmons.
Simmons really comfortable
Shake
in tight.
Milton.
He's so skilled, he makes it look easy scoring inside.
Lopez against Simmons. The three. And he sinks it from deep. Three-pointer good from Lopez. Lopez has got 12 in the game. Simmons passes to Milton. We've got 1:18 left in the first quarter of the game. To Simmons. And they double up Simmons. Shot clock at 5. Milton's shot is good.
Milton.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Now here's Lopez. 12 points for him. 50 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Takes it inside. Uses the glass to finish the layup. 14 points for him.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
The 76ers have gone 6 of 8 in the game so far. A very solid start for them. Milton with it. Halliburton picks him up. And Simmons gets the bucket.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Simmons against Lopez. And another three for Sacramento.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots. Guys, this has been an incredible performance this quarter. I mean, he's getting the ball where he likes it and wants it and just going to work.
Latrey. That shot off the mark. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Kings lead by 5. Live from Golden One Center. You're watching 2K Sports. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Kings?
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And also defensively, they made some awesome turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
So to begin the second quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers, they've got Shake Milton. Matisse Thybulle's out there at
Matisse
Drummond.
Assistant
into the 4.
Andre Drummond.
You know, as you add experience, you start to see the floor better. That was a sweet find by Drummond.
And here is Lopez. 22 points for him. And another 3 for Sacramento.
They've given up a lot of 3-pointers here today.
And their defensive rotations have been non-existent.
Lopez with the steal. And stolen by Thibault. It's Korkmaz in the corner. A new 14 for the 76ers.
I would venture to say if you didn't run one play for Drummond all night, he still could score in double digits. He is an incredible offensive rebounder.
Timeout is called. First of the game for Sacramento. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
And that one was all about offense.
Substituting on the court.
We've got 1:18 left to play in the first half. It's Drummond, high post. Lets it go from 11, and it's Sacramento with the rebound. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of Philadelphia this year.
And with this matchup being an East versus West affair, it will be the first of only 2 meetings between the teams.
And, you know, there's always a bit of a feeling out process in that first game between opponents. A lot different than when you play the team you're familiar with.
He wasn't sure he could keep up the pace he set from three-point range in that first, but boy, has he ever.
Poke loose. Here's Lopez. And he finishes nicely on the way. Lopez has got the lead up to 14 now for the Kings.
Well, he's demanding the ball. He wants it, and he's coming through. I mean, you can see why his teammates trust him down the stretch, guys.
And the foul called on MP.
That's his first personal
of the game.
Third team.
It's stolen by Bagley.
And we just seen them make mistakes on back-to-back trips. Both those turnovers could have been a win. And he's starting to show that
the assist
to extend the lead.
The 76ers trail by 16. Here's Drummond. Good work defensively by Holmes.
Boy, he's much better than that. Really no excuse for missing that lane.
The three from MP. Another three for Sacramento.
And he's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
Yeah, I think.
And so it's the Sacramento Kings taking a 19-point lead into the break. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at MP in this game, guys, he has been everywhere.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
Yeah, you know what? The defense is going to adjust. They'll be ready for him now, so I'm sure they talked a lot about how to slow him down.
We've got Menus, De'Aaron Fox out there with MP. Then there's Buddy Hield, and it's Thompson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the five out there for the Kings. And Big Ben's roles and adjusted Clark in today's game. Taking out Clark Hill and put him in this style of play. What adjustments did he make?
Well, that's a great question, Kevin. I would love to play this up and down, wide open style of basketball. I'm just not sure if I'd be athletic enough to make it happen. But it is more of a face-up rather than post-up game. And maybe I could be part of a small ball lineup, creating havoc with big guys trying to guard me on the perimeter.
Out to Harris. His three-pointers off the mark. Kings leading now by 18. Lopez with the ball. Picked up by Harris. Lets it go with the three. Lopez, no luck.
That's one for their first four to start the second half.
Inside. And Harris gets it to go. And the assist by Curry. Harris has got 7 points in the game.
There's no way you can minimize his concentration. Excellent focus in finding a way to score that time by Harris.
Hield kicks to Lopez. Fires the three. Connects again from distance. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
And they double up Simmons. Here's Drummond. And he drops in the way. Drummond's got his third basket of the night.
The Kings with the time.
Here in the second half, 3 or 4 to start.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
And one of the more versatile players in this league. Simmons gives you assists, rebounds, steals, and he continues to develop.
Coming onto the floor for the 76ers.
There's 25 seconds left to play here in the third. MP deciding where to go with it. Lets the three fly. Hits the three-point bomb. Lopez has got 39.
Guys, it's a one-man show out there. I mean, he looks like he's willing to handle all of the offensive duties for his team.
Curry gets the bucket.
And Simmons is just a complete package of player that can really drop dimes to his teammates.
The three from MP. And again for three. You can tell he is feeling it.
Kevin, he's on fire.
And Let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. And so in the game for the 76ers, the guard pairing is Milton and Kirk. And Simmons is out there without Ray Drummond. And it's Korkmaz in the 3 slot. And B, a drive, and another 3 for Sacramento.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
You know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now that they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
The 3 from MP. Good from 3.
There it is. A shot that puts him at the top of the record book.
Well, Greg is now tied for the mark for most threes in a single game. In one word, amazing. Back to Curry, and the foul called on MP.
That's his
second foul of the game.
First team.
Amazing how many players we're seeing come into the NBA Clark, from all over the world right now.
Well, it's truly a global game, Kevin, and give credit to former Commissioner David Stern and certainly Adam Silver and his staff. The league is a global league. The star players have done a great job of promoting it as a worldwide game as well. Every year you get players from multiple continents, Asia, Africa, Europe, Australia. Basketball is, again, it's a global game, so it makes sense we'll see more players from all over the world in the NBA.
Curry against Lopez. Curry, good.
Seth
Curry's got 4 points this quarter.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
And here's MP.
Unbelievable. Gets the record.
For the 76ers.
A new single-game record, GA, in a night that everyone will remember for the rest of their lives.
And the signature is wow. They are
They should. One of the great three-point shooting displays we've seen in league history.
Boy, it seems like every 3 he's throwing up is going in, guys. No stopping this guy once he gets going like this.
Thompson, he's checked in for Rashawn Holt. And then for Philadelphia, Harris comes in for Shake Milton. And it's Green and 4, Korkmaz. 5 to shoot. Philadelphia needs to get a shot off. And it's Drummond missing. And here's Fox. He'll bring it up for the Sacramento Kings. Lopez outside. Another 3 for Sacramento.
So many of the plays they're running just
that's exactly their plan here in the fourth. Work to find space behind the arc and then bury some threes.
So it's the Kings winning this one easily. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm.
I wonder, is it difficult to focus on the game when you're the subject of so many trade rumors?
I just tune out all the noise, Candace. This is exactly where I want to be. You know, I'm in the moment, just trying to live my best life and manifest this championship. And anything you're hearing is just a rumor, an innuendo, and no one here has said anything about trading me. You know, the silence is golden.